Well, good morning. Squirrels. Well, good morning. Had to get Trigger up. Yeah, we left our campsite there at Hartwell Lake at Wattsadler. That's right. Wattsadler, right, Carol?
Wattsadler.
Yeah. You know, it's Tuesday. It must be. No, it's actually Monday. It's Monday.
It's Monday.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, it was gorgeous this morning. I got some, you've probably seen it, the steam on the lake and, you know, the golden light through the trees. I mean, I walked up to the restroom, I didn't have my phone, and man, the red soil through the trees to the other campgrounds was just stunning. But, yeah, today we're off to another, I think it was Revolutionary War. Actually, I think it's pre-Revolutionary War, possibly.
I think they were all related. This one was a siege, right?
I thought this was Native American defensive position, but I could be wrong.
We'll find out.
We'll
Tell
find it. All right, we'll see you in a bit. Yeah, this is in the town of Abbeville. Look at that thing. Straight ahead here.
The kitty cat.
Gorgeous. What is it? Open every
It's the
Saturday?
Episcopal Church.
No red door.
No red door.
Wow, that thing is...
Organized 1842.
We're gonna be driving around the downtown here. So the interesting thing about Abbeville is that it was the birthplace as well as the deathbed for the Confederacy. So it was in that town that South Carolina decided to secede from the Union. And then Jeff Davis fled Virginia south here and actually then...
with his cabinet, dissolved the Confederacy.
Well, what house, though? The
Burt Stark Mansion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
sorry.
I'm not sure we saw it. We got to go all the way around the square, don't we?
Look at the Opera House directly in front of us.
Hotel.
The Opera House. Like courthouse.
Yeah, this is all on Carroll's side, essentially. We are in the town of 96. They had this kind of row of businesses here that I thought were interesting. This place is 1901, this Miners Mercantile. Nice mural over here across the street. It's called 96. We're going to the Fort 96, or Revolutionary Battlefield Indian Wars settlers place called 96. And I'm going to turn here. Actually, it looks like they might have like 2 depots here, 2 train depots. You got this one right here.
It's now the Visitor Center.
Yeah, the Visitor Center. And then across here you have a much larger one. Maybe this was more the commercial.
Southern Railway.
Turn in here, probably illegally, but it won't be the first time. Won't be the last. All right. We are here at 96 National Historic Site. And the town of 96 was kind of cool. So I guess this was just a settlement, and then there were 2 Revolutionary War skirmishes here. So we'll take a look, and you can read the sign over here. All right, the 96 National Historic Site. It's really interesting. I'll show you the map here. If you want to read this, again, like I've been saying, stop it at any point, because I'm going to go fairly quickly so that it doesn't take up all the video. So you can stop it anywhere as you wanted there. They
have this map. So the interesting thing here is they have this Star Fort. And then the old town of 96, which is obviously not the town I drove through. I think we will take the path to the right since it looks like it's shorter. So yeah, I guess the Loyalists took over the fort at some point, and one of the very long siege, I guess, took place here. But I think the Loyalists won. Again, I hope you stop these things quickly because I don't want to stay on them too long for the people who don't want to read them. But yeah, so the fort, Loyalist forces and Patriot forces. It's kind of confusing because you think Loyalists would be those loyal to the U.S., but then the U.S. didn't exist, so they were Patriots at the time. Yeah. All right. So there is a saying. It's called timing is everything. And of course, the visitor center here is closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. So yeah, no chance for us to see the visitor center. But we're gonna kind of walk out here to the Star Fort. And I hope this is the right trail.
Looks like there's a map.
This is an actual cannon that was used in the Battle of Star Fort on June 1781. Now I want you to look at this, how small this cannon is. And I remember seeing one like this in another Revolutionary fort, and it was like almost like you moved it around like a little machine gun or something. We have a Revolutionary Patriot or Loyalist standing here. Oh, it's an Indian. It's probably a Cherokee. But he has gotten a hold of firearms. So one of the things I thought was kind of interesting was when they talked about the fact that this fort played a big role, or a key role, I guess, in the Revolutionary War. It was one of the first battles of the Southern campaign by the British, and one of the last in 1781. I also thought it was interesting how the fact that there were a lot of Loyalists in the South rather than Patriots, or versus Patriots, I guess, because of all the cash crops here and the fact that they were trading with England a lot. Tobacco and cotton and a lot of other things like that. So makes it kind of an interesting situation. Looks like we might be coming up on something here. A field. I see a cannon. So I think we will be walking over in that area, but I thought I'd get a shot of it now. I'm sure it'll tell us more. It looks like there's some earthworks over there. Look at this big ditch here. Interesting. Yeah, there's no explanation here, but it looks more like a path. It's kind of like the Trail of Tears kind of path. So is this earthworks here, or doesn't look natural? Guess we'll see some. Hopefully they'll have something about it up here. So this was the Island Ford route, or road. And I guess they had a ferry on it. So if you don't want to read this, that's all right. But I'll give it to you slowly. Stop it anywhere you want. I'll kind of move in sections and stop them wherever you'd like. But yeah, so this is the Island Ferry Road. Thought it looked more man-made than a natural occurrence. And I guess it continued on this way, although we have a little step-up area here. Okay, some more of the history. Again, I'll do this quickly in sections. All right, apparently, okay, so yeah. I don't know, they're hard to see, but actually right next to an earthwork here. Not particularly deep. So they have an observation tower up here. Carol and Trigger have gone up. I'll join them up there. So this is kind of interesting, the way they call these parallels, and that they would dig them at night. Yeah, you can see the earthworks here, back here. So we're looking out on the earthworks here as much as we can see. Actually, it's kind of a diagonal line there. So I guess they use the road to kind of give you a sense, and then this map here, this should show you a little better. And I guess we're coming up to the Star Fort. So you can see they have the cannons here, placements on the stars. And I guess they felt like they had more ability to get different angles and such. So yeah, again, I'm gonna go quickly, probably break it in sections here. So I think the thing that really amazes me is that you're talking about these earthworks, which you can kind of see back here behind me. I assume that they were probably a lot deeper at the time, because you know, they're only like a couple feet deep now, but the fact that they're even still here is pretty amazing, really. So it talks about these saps, they call them, that were the approach ways they could move from one parallel to another. You know, they're saying without being seen by the enemy or shot. Okay, so here we have a much larger cannon that's dug in there. Doesn't seem like it's all dug in very deep. Again, you know, I gotta believe these have filled in over time. But what do we have here? Oh, the rifle tower. Wow, in a single night. Isn't that crazy? A single night they built this. They could shoot down into the fort. Wow, it's crazy. Okay, it says mine site. When they got this close, they started digging a tunnel. Anyway, they would dig this tunnel, and the idea was to get explosive under the fortifications. You know, the poker sticks and stuff like that, where you can't just run through, kind of like barbed wire today. You can kind of see here, I forget what they call those now, and these embattlements. But the idea was to get the tunnel underneath, fill it with explosives, and then blow up a breach in the wall so that the army could attack. But reinforcements were coming, and they decided not to do it. It appears that things didn't work out too well. The reinforcements didn't come. Call it the forlorn group charged out. I guess it was 50 men. Out of the 50 men, 30 of them were either killed or wounded. I think it's amazing when you look at this tower that they built over here. And see how much higher maybe the fort was at the time as well. All right, so here we get to go inside the fort. So this gives us a better idea of the fort, what it looked like. So it was earthworks, and well, looks like they have something else going on. You can see the sticks there, which I think is kind of interesting that they had around the moat area. I suppose it's so that if they tried to cross, you know, they could only walk on one beam, and it would be more likely that they would fall. And then they had the brambles out here around the fort. It's another protection. And then you see the Patriot earthworks back there. All very interesting. Okay, we are walking into the center of the fort. Cannons inside the fort here. And the well. Well, this is really interesting. I suppose you would need to have a water source. Otherwise, I guess the Patriots could have waited them out. Okay, so the only water source was in the town. You can see that they went down 25 feet. They found nothing. So you get a sense of the shape here. The stars. So that tower is not anywhere near 30 feet over there, the wooden tower, so you can imagine. Although you would think they would have pointed their cannon right at it and taken it out, but I guess they didn't. All right, onward.